Ladies and gentlemen, very excited now to welcome ahead of TNA Slammiversary this Saturday, July 20th at the Verdun Auditorium. The one, the only Steph De Lander joins us. Good morning.
Hey guys, do you want me to switch this to the other way?
Oh, if you want to, that'd be
whatever
cool.
You're comfortable with.
All right, let me see if this is gonna work. Hold on.
We can do it.
Oh wait.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't want to switch. So
Is it gonna switch?
Oh.
The
just
other
have
way?
you sideways the whole time.
No. All right. Well, here we are, guys.
We're gonna keep you like this. That's fine.
We're gonna keep rolling. My everything this morning was a nightmare. My headphones weren't charged. My laptop decided not to connect to the Wi-Fi, so I have to be on my phone. So it's just one of those days. But what it is it's Slammiversary week. How exciting!
It's wild. Are you excited? Wild. Are you excited to be in Montreal?
I'm so excited. You know what? I went to Canada for the first time ever, like 2 weeks ago. And I didn't know what to expect. And I will say that my tag partner, Matt Cardona, always says he doesn't like Canada. So I didn't have any super high expectations. I didn't know what it was going to be like. But as soon as I got there, I was like enamored. I thought it was the coolest place on earth. I thought it was so similar to Australia. Like there were so many things that felt really similar. So I had so much, we were literally there for one day for a show. I had so much fun. So now I'm even more hyped that that's where Slammiversary is this year.
It's so funny because I said the same thing about when I visited Australia. I said, it's so much like Canada.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I don't even know what it is. It's not even geographically. It's just the people and the vibe. And I don't know. Just there's just something about it. It's very similar. And yeah, I loved it. And I'm really excited for this weekend.
Do you have anything marked for Montreal that I need to go check out this place, or I need to do this while I'm in Montreal?
No, honestly, for this, I'm so laser focused on the shows that I find it hard. Some people can do one day of the show and then go drinking and party and hang out and and then wake up the next morning and they're ready to roll. Whereas I'm kind of I can't relax and get out of work mode until I'm done. So this trip, especially this trip being Slammiversary and being such a big show, and there's so much going on. I don't know. I don't feel like this is the trip to try and play tourist, especially because, as I said, it's my second time there. I just woke up and got an email about it, and I was like, wait. I was like, can I hire a car in Canada? I was like, what side of the road do they drive on? I was like, I don't even know what side. I was like, I can drive on both sides, so that doesn't even matter. But I was like, I don't even know if I can get a rental. So I'm like, there's so many logistics that I'm like, I need to figure that shit out. But also I know that I'll be in Canada plenty. So next time when the stakes are maybe not as high, I will definitely look into doing some sightseeing for sure.
Poutine. That's all you need to know. Because you're gonna have
I've heard poutine. So I think after one sec. After the last day, I'm back. After the last day is going to be a poutine delight for sure.
Oh, wonderful! I'll pitch you a few places that you should try.
Please do, for real. If you could send me some, because I can't remember what I'm doing in the next 2 days, let alone names of restaurants. But if you could send me some, that would be amazing.
Easy, I can do that. Listen, I got to ask you the most important question that I've had this entire time, and it's about your date with PCO. Okay,
yes.
You have a date with PCO, and it ends very poorly. And then you take to Twitter and you say it's not the worst date you've ever been on. What's the worst date you've ever been on, Steph?
Oh my God, I really have been on a few. Let me think about it. In Australia, there was one where this is so bad. I went out with a guy that I met. I think it was Tinder or one of the apps, which is never. I mean, I know a lot of people have met their partners on the apps, which was great for me. I never had any extremely amazing, fruitful experiences. Anyways, I went on a date with this guy and we went to the pub. I don't even know what the fuck you guys call that in America, a sports bar or whatever.
Pub.
Yeah,
sure.
a pub. We went to the pub.
It's a bar.
Yeah, we went to a bar. Yeah, we went to that and we were we were gonna get a couple of drinks. and he went to buy us drinks, and he was like, oh, I'll buy these if you buy the next round. And I was like, okay, whatever, like, who cares? And then we're going to get pizza. And these pizzas are like tiny little fancy wood fire pizzas. Not these like, not an American pizza, but like a personal pizza. We're going to get pizza. And he's like, hey, like, let's get pizza. I reckon like we can just share one. And I was like, I'm 6 foot tall, like, and 85 kilos. I am not sharing a fucking personal pizza, but like, whatever. So I kind of got the vibe. I was like, I think this man has no money. Anyways, which again, I don't care about money or anything, but it was a very odd, like, first date experience. Anyways, I spend the night with him, which is like hilarious in itself after all of that. And then we wake up the next morning actually before that, as we're falling asleep, he goes, do you mind if I put on a podcast to fall asleep to? And I was like, again, this is odd to like do on a first date experience. I was like, what kind of podcast is this going to be? And then he puts on like an alien crop circle conspiracy theory podcast to fall asleep to. And I'm lying there going, what the fuck is going on? What is happening? So we're listening to this alien crop circle podcast, and then we wake up in the morning, and then I'm like, hey, like, should we go to breakfast or something? Like, what's the deal? And he's like, yeah, can you buy me breakfast though? Like, I don't have any money. And I was like, oh.
Confirmed. You confirmed your suspicions.
Yeah, so that was like just a funny one. But yeah, there's been quite a few just absolutely bizarre experiences. So yeah, the date with PCO, even getting put through a table, somehow wasn't worse than things that I had experienced previously.
Well, you said you think PCO is the one. You want him to wait for you as you go back to Australia. You have merchandise with him. Have you seen this shirt, the PCO Steph De Lander shirt? And
Yeah.
How much of a hand did you have in designing this thing? Because I find it very cute. I'm a fan of love, so I like the little letters, how they're put together. So
well, I actually got the whole thing designed, so that was all me.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah. So that was, I wanted to get a shirt, and I have a designer, Kato, who has done a lot of my t-shirts and actually a lot of other merch that I do as well. So I just sent him like a couple of really rough ideas, and he just sent me back this masterpiece and was like, hey, what do you think? And I was like, I don't have a single note. I was like, that's an awesome t-shirt. That looks so cool. So yeah, that was me getting that organized. And obviously I ran it by PCO. He loved it too, and got it approved through TNA. So yeah, I mean, the process for that kind of stuff is like, I mean, I don't even know. I feel like it's different for everyone, but the way that I roll, I like to have as much control over my stuff as possible. And even like beyond TNA, I got a whole bunch of different merchandise. So for me, it's no sweat off my back to get one more shirt designed. You know, I already have all the resources and stuff, and it means that I have control over it. It's exactly what I want. I like the way it looks. You know, I've had shirts previously at other places where I've been like, oh my God, I wouldn't even wear that. So now that I'm at a place where my input is valued and encouraged, it makes it so much more exciting because you can connect more to everything that you're producing.
So you love, as does your friend Zaya Brooks' side, and it didn't
Yes.
start that way. How's it been working with Zaya on television, loving love together?
You know, it's crazy because Zaya and I have kind of known each other for a long time, but not in a close way because obviously she's from the UK, I'm from Australia, now we're both here in America. But like when I did my WWE tryout in 2019 in the UK, she was there. Training at the PC. So we got to spend some time there together and get to know each other a little bit, nothing crazy. But we've always kind of like been in the same circles, but never really like worked closely together. But now working together, I don't know, I think she adds a lot of value to everything in ways that you wouldn't even expect, even just with little facial expressions, and her demeanor is, I don't know, very like entertaining and quirky. I do think that, you know, I have to give her credit. In moments where I was unsure about this, you know, do I want to go on a date with this giant crazy man? She was the one that was kind of pushing that along. So, you know, as a true bestie does, forcing you to go on the date with the guy that you're not sure about. But it's ended up it's ended up well. So I have to give Zaya credit. She kind of is the little Cupid of this entire situation.
AJ Francis, how much does this guy suck?
Oh my God, he sucks, and he's literally sucked forever. Like, we worked together at WWE, and we were in the same training class. So I had to deal with AJ Francis every morning at like 9 a.m. So yeah, we've spent a lot more time together than people realize, as far as being at WWE together, now being at TNA together. Yeah, he definitely does suck, and like the choke slam was insane. Even when he shoved me to the ground, like I watched it back and I'm like, I was on my ass. Like I didn't have a chance. And like, I'm not little, I'm a big gal, and he just put me on my ass. But what I will say is, for as much as AJ Francis sucks, there are quite a few other people, PCO included, that could definitely neutralize AJ Francis if I needed to get an extra hand. So I think there's more meat to the story. I think everyone was very intrigued in the interactions between AJ Francis and myself. I don't think this is the last that we're going to see of that. I mean, now that we've got AJ Francis versus PCO, PCO is going to take his digital media championship. We've got some exciting stuff going on, but as I said, I don't think we're going to be able to get rid of AJ Francis as quickly as we would hope, but we will see how it all plans out.
He's been ducking us. We've been trying to get AJ on our show so that he could battle rap Jeremy Lambert, who's very prolific at the game.
I got bars for him.
Yeah. Really? You do? Oh my God, I would love to see it.
Trying to do it, and we want to do it for charity, so it's not like we're just trying to do a clout thing. We know, but he's ducking us, man. It's not fun.
I want to make a diss track about AJ Francis.
It's on. We're doing it. I know a studio we can go to.
I think I might. At some point, I think I might. And I know he'll have one back for me, but I think, I think there's some longevity to that, because we're both, I mean, he's a wrestler / rapper. I've released my own single too. Jeremy Lambert, very prolific bars coming for AJ Francis. So I think we have some interesting minds that can come up with something cool.
I mean, you've worked with Cardona, and he dropped Hosky, one of the biggest singles in wrestling history. So I mean, there could be something there.
I've been begging him to do Hosky round 2 and to let me have like a verse on it. I said to him, I was like, dude, 2024 Hosky, and like we can both do it, or even if you just want to do it yourself, whatever. I'm like, the people need it. We need to see Matt Cardona as like a 37 or 38. I don't even know how the fuck old he is. As a man, a full-grown man who's done the most. We need to see him rapping about hoes.
He was on our show a couple months ago, and he mentioned the possibility of doing a follow-up or doing like Hosky, Cardona's version, like Taylor's version.
My God, Taylor's version? Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
But you know what's so funny is like, and you don't expect this from Matt, he actually can sing. Like, he actually has a good singing voice. Like, I've heard him, like, even like, but when you listen to Hosky, like the chorus, he has a nice voice. It's like pleasant to listen to. And I know he's done, like, he did a wrestling musical, the Last Match musical. So he has this like random side talent of actually having like a nice singing voice that a lot of people don't know about. So I want to bully him into doing more of that.
Well, yeah, bring it up to him. Bring up that he was on the show. He said he might do it. So there's a demand for it. There's a big demand for it. You
know what? People just want to be entertained. And all of that kind of stuff is so entertaining. And I mean, I love wrestling more than anyone, but this day and age, when we have like 87 hours of wrestling per week to try and catch up on, it's hard to have things these days, in my opinion, that really grab your attention and grab your eye. And that's what I've been trying to produce with the stuff that I've been doing in TNA. That's why I dressed up as Elvira. That's why I'm doing all this stuff, is like, hey, how do we break through this like endless stream of wrestling content and have something that sticks? So that's, yeah, something like Hosky, Matt's version, would do exactly that. So, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Now that you've brought it up, I got to ask. Wrestling weddings, yeah?
Well, I mean, look, I think wrestling weddings is so entertaining. Like, I was a part of, in NXT, I was Indy's bridesmaid when Indy married Dexter a couple of years ago. And that was so fun, just being involved in any way. I don't know. I just think they're so iconic. I think they stick out more than anything else. I think they go down in history. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I think if you're in a wrestling wedding, no matter what company you're in, it's like, okay, you're in the history books, because it just doesn't happen very often. And there's like a phenomenon in wrestling. Once I became a wrestler, I kind of realized, like, oh, it's actually quite rare to like have a cage match or have a wedding, or to, you know, there's certain like spectacles that a lot of wrestlers will never get to be in a ladder match. A lot of wrestlers will never get to do XYZ. So it's kind of like a bucket list thing. A lot of people are like, oh, a wrestling wedding would be really cool. So, I mean, I think wrestling weddings are awesome. Whether or not that is in the future with myself and PCO, I mean, who knows? That's up to the giant Frankenstein man. And even just from texting back and forth with him, I don't even know what he's saying on a day-to-day basis, let alone what he's thinking about our future as a couple. But I think if that ever were to happen, what I can say is, if I have my hands on it, if PCO has our hands on it, it would be the most insanely produced spectacle you've ever seen in your life.
I mean, the last one in TNA, the last one ended in a murder. So I don't know how we're going to top an actual murder, though.
I mean, it was a shooting.
Okay. All right.
Sure. No! Sorry, my favorite moment ever.
The thing is, right, you can't compare it. It has to be different. Like, you're not comparing it to the last thing that happened. It's like, all right, this is what happened last time, but what story do we have here? What's going on here? What are the like meat and potatoes of this story? And then how many ridiculous frills and cameos and random stuff can we add in to make this like as incredible as possible? And again, I'm not talking about anything for me, but I'm just saying, even seeing from like the planning standpoint with Indy's wedding, how much went into that. Like, a wedding, people say a wedding is like a lot, like a real wedding. A TV wedding is also a lot, because all the same shit that you have to worry about for a real wedding, you have to worry about for a TV wedding, but then it's also on TV. So yeah, I didn't realize being involved in that process, how much goes into it. But that's just TV in general, man. Like, people don't realize that there is so many constant moving parts that are so much bigger than just you as an individual. And it's like, you're just asked to do a job and to do it in this certain time and not swear and not put your rude fingers up. And you know what I mean? Like, hit your times, because we've got 8 other things going on that you don't even know about. And it's like, just, yeah, it's a crazy world. But the more time that I spend working on TV, the more that I really love it and I enjoy it.
Well, speaking of hitting our time, we're going to get to our last question. This is a very important game that we play on the channel. It's called Partner, Promo, or Punch in the Face. I'm going to give you 3 names that you're familiar with, and you're going to tell me which one you want to partner with in a tag team match, which one you'd have a promo off with in the ring, obviously on the microphone, and which one you'd want to punch in the face one-on-one in a singles match. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here are your 3 names: Zaya Brookside, Alicia Edwards, and Jody Threat. Steph De Lander, partner, promo, punch in the face.
I would partner with Zaya, I would promo with Alicia, and I would punch Jody Threat in the face.
I made it way too easy this time.
Yeah, those were quick answers.
They're all things that I've thought about. I've already things I've thought about before. No, I've wrestled Jody, you know, and she comes in hot. So if I get an opportunity to come in hot too, let's go. And Alicia, I think, is so entertaining on the microphone. She's insane. The stuff that she's doing with the system is like, I feel like we're really seeing the best work of Alicia Edwards right now. So I'd love to, you know, go toe to toe with Alicia on the microphone. And then Zaya is, you know, my kind of built-in taggy. So yeah, maybe you did make it a bit too easy.
No, it's fine. I'll take it. TNA Slammiversary is this Saturday, July 20th at the Verdun Auditorium in Montreal. TNA is also taping Impact the next night, July 21st. That's the Sunday. Catch the action on TNA Plus. Steph De Lander, thank you. Please plug whatever you want on the way out.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much as he said, I'm here today to plug TNA. So make sure you guys are tuning in to Slammiversary. This weekend, July 20th, 21st, we have Impact. You can follow me at Steph De Lander on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. And in my link in my bio, you've got all my extra good stuff. So make sure you follow me on socials.
There we go. Steph De Lander, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Steph.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Take care.